Beautiful. Tunnel. I like that. Hey y'all, DMV Solo Rider back with another video. I am on the amazing Blue Ridge Parkway. I decided to head down to Florida to take Mom out for dinner for Mother's Day. And unfortunately that requires, a nice tour. I am freezing my butt off. It's probably about 55 degrees up here. I don't know what. Anyways, we're going to film a bit. I don't really have anything to talk about. So my guess is I'm just going to show you some nice footage and play some music. And that works for me. Oh, I took a nice ride through West Virginia and Maryland last weekend. I think I figured out what's wrong with the mic. Maybe I'll get some good sound on this trip. Maybe not. Not really worried about it. The video will speak for itself. So last weekend, I think I boiled down the Mic 3 issues to interference from my Bluetooth in my helmet. And, the solution is move the mic as far away from either side of the helmet, where you got the communication guts actually happening. Turn the Bluetooth off, whatever. And so I was playing around with it on a nice long ride. And I've had a chance to go through some of the footage and listen to the audio. And right now, the Mic 3 is right in the middle of my chin bar pointing. The dead cat's pointing to the right, but it's right in front of my mouth. And as far as I can tell, that might be the sweet spot. Hold on. Fogging up. Because in the footage where I had the mic in this position, I did not have my Bluetooth on. It was off. And I heard no staticky sounds whatsoever. Now, obviously, riding with my Bluetooth off is not ideal, and probably not the best way to test out all this stuff is right here on the Blue Ridge Parkway. That's what we're doing. Hopefully the audio will sound good. If it doesn't, it'll just be music or whatever. The only question I have from my testing last weekend is it's not like I was going super fast. There were a few stretches at high speeds on the highway. And that's really where I have most of the problem, when I'm accelerating fast, that sort of thing. When I'm at 80 miles an hour on the highway, get a lot of that staticky sound. Last weekend I had my Bluetooth off. I was going back and forth with Gemini on how to solve this problem. Look at that. And Gemini was like, well, move it away from the Bluetooth, move it away from the boom mic. It's all acting like an antenna, creating interference with the transmitter. So I removed the boom mic from the helmet entirely. I don't use it anyways. Hopefully that will create a larger sweet spot where I can move this mic, because right now it's basically touching my lips, which is not great. But anyways, yeah, so I had no idea what to get my mom for Mother's Day. I was going to send her flowers, but I mean, how many years can you do that? And none of the flowers I was seeing nothing looked particularly exciting. And I decided, well, screw it. I'll just head down to Florida and take them on for Mother's Day dinner. And I decided, riding down 95 isn't exactly the most exciting ride. So I figured, I'll take a weekend. I'll ride down the Blue Ridge at least halfway. I don't know that, I'm going to ride down the Blue Ridge all day today. As long as I make it to like Blowing Rock, North Carolina, I'm fine. And then, if that's only as far as I go, then tomorrow I'll just jump on the highway and head straight down to Florida. If I make it, farther than Blowing Rock, I might just finish the parkway and then head to Florida from there. Looks like there are still some road closures, kind of the second half. Some of them are pretty big. It's not that there's so much of the parkway that's closed, it's the detours to go around them can take forever. So we'll just play it by ear. As long as I'm in Florida by tomorrow night, I'm good. Oh, so I left the DC area, it was about 50. It was cold, chilly. The closer I got to the parkway entrance, it got warmer. It's like 58 degrees, but I'm even colder. I don't get it. I didn't think to bring hardly anything. I've got a couple layers on. So, it's warm down in Florida. It's not like I need a bunch of cold weather gear down there. And I figured, it'll be high 50s, low 60s up on the parkway. Maybe a little chillier than that, but it's not like you're going to be going 80. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. And it really isn't. My legs are a little cool, but I should have just brought my heated gear because that's all you need. I should have brought my soft lowers, didn't even think to put them back on the bike, especially when you're spending a lot of time on the highway. Even if it's not even about a temperature thing, sometimes it's just nice to not have that wind pressure on your legs. But the main takeaway is, before the first time I took a long trip, it was like November of 2020. Went down to, Tail of the Dragon, all those roads, and it was freezing. I feel colder now than I did then. It's like, I think what happens is you start buying stuff, you get yourself more comfortable on the bike, and once you up the comfort level, it's hard to go back. So, that first trip, I was freezing my butt off, but it was awesome. And then my second long trip, I rode down to, look at that, Key West. When I left the DC area, it was like, 17 degrees, man, January of 2020. Froze my butt off. And I have nothing. I didn't have any heated anything. I didn't even have soft lowers on my bike. But you better believe I made it all the way. And I don't know how I ever did that. If I had to do that now, I'd pass out on my bike. I got the 360 all the way extended, probably a mistake, but man, it's nice to get that pulled back view. I am, for pretty much the first time on this Challenger, but I don't remember if I ever really did it on my first Challenger. I am riding in touring mode, standard mode. I keep my bike in sport mode exclusively. Love it. But I want to maximize my gas mileage because, there are not a ton of gas stations on the parkway. I don't have to make a bunch of detours getting off the parkway to get gas. So, I want my gas to go as far as possible. And when I got my 10,000 mile service, I was talking to the guys and I was like, look, I'm not getting great gas mileage. I'm getting 35, 37 mpgs, which is a lot less than my old Challenger. And they said that's kind of, within the range they see on the 112, which is a little disappointing. My old Challenger, I got, pretty much 42 mpgs religiously, no matter how I rode, always in sport mode. And now I'm not, so I'm gonna have to move this mic. It's just bugging the hell out of me. But yeah, so, I'm just in touring mode, taking it nice and easy. I'm not, for me, the Blue Ridge Parkway is not about, how fast can I go? It's, you want to marinate in the Blue Ridge. Just enjoy the view, enjoy being on your bike. Alright, we're going to fix this mic real quick. Alright, we have fixed the mic. Tired of talking about the mic. We're off. Just gorgeous. Overlook ahead. There's always an overlook. I've never ridden the Blue Ridge on such a clear day. Usually it's either cloudy and rainy or foggy or whatever. One thing about the 360 is you don't have to worry about missing anything. If I'm not looking at it with my chin camera, that 360 is going to catch it. Had to adjust the suspension this morning. First time I've ever had to do that on a Challenger. Had to set it for, what did I set it at? Like 250 to 275. Basically, the suspension has 7 settings. I increased it from a 2 to a 3 because yours truly is getting fatter and fatter. I figure I got just enough stuff on the bike where it warrants it. Suspension feels great. I am not loving touring mode on these curves. Like you can see on my GPS how curvy it is here. You know, they're not hairpins or anything, but it's definitely a lot of back and forth. A lot of fun. Terrible, sloppy. Beautiful. That's better. That goes all the way to the right. Probably not where it needs to be. But we're gonna try it because I hate having it right in front of my face. Okay, we're off. Microphone, please don't let me down. think the gas mileage plan might be working. Bike says I have 137 miles left in this tank. That's what it said 20 minutes ago. We shall see. I don't stop at every overlook. I mean, there's an overlook like every 2 miles. You never get anywhere. I do have a loose schedule to keep. So it's a 45-mile-an-hour road. I'm basically going 45 to 50. Just depends. Just stunning. So my gas mileage is up to 39, but I'm not enjoying touring mode at all, to be honest. Not nearly as responsive as I'm used to, obviously. That's not fun in twisty roads. I gotta give a lot of credit to all these bicyclists. They're crazy, but there are always a lot of them up here. Tunnel. I like that. You guys are probably going a lot faster than me. I was clueless. All of a sudden, I just saw a yellow headlight behind me. So my dealer service tech said that some people riding this bike in standard mode are getting 50 miles per gallon. I have never seen a Challenger at 50 miles per gallon. I don't believe it. Oh, I meant to shorten up the selfie stick. That thing's got to be bopping up and down like mad. I really don't like that herky-jerky look. Do that right here. How far in do we want to do it? Let's try this. Alright, we'll try this. Let's see if we can eliminate some of the herky-jerky. No, not another detour. Gonna get freaking lost. Alright, we had to take a little break. We had a pretty decent sized detour off the parkway. Had to fix my batteries, all that jazz. We're gonna get back at it. Hopefully we won't have another detour, because they're long, man. This one took us through some small towns, nice traffic lights and traffic. It's like an hour-long detour. Total waste of time. Gas mileage is up to 40. Nothing to write home about, to be honest. That's all right. Off we go. I checked the 360 footage with the selfie stick in both positions. I kind of like the shorter stick. A little less bouncy. You still get a great view. My head, it's my whole thing is, I think I've decided having this stick extended is better because you get some height, and instead of just looking at the back of my head, you kind of see just over the top of me. You can see what's coming up in front of me. I think it's a better view, but the herky-jerky of it is terrible. So, we'll film a little more like this, and then I'll stop, because I haven't taken a picture in a while, and then we will extend it a bit. Well, let's actually do that real quick right now. We don't have the skinny one out. Let's try that. Gorgeous. Hot. So when you come down the mountain, it's in this, low 70s. Go back up the mountain, it's in the 60s. Took a layer off. Have my heavy hitters on. Riding with winter gloves is never ever preferred. They're just too thick and clunky, cumbersome. Even the Revit gloves I have are awesome, but still, it's just ugh. That's so cool.
you come up here, you be careful. There aren't any curbs. They're like ditches. You know, the road just drops off. You don't want to be running off the road up here. Overlook ahead. Oh yeah, look at that. That is nice. That's gorgeous. All right, this requires a picture. All right. Devil's Backbone. I love these names. Devil's Backbone. Let's see what it is. It's a big curve. I'll take it. Big curve. Look at that. All right. We got time for birds. We on the Devil's Backbone. It's just an overlook. Okay. I expected something a little sharper than this. Beautiful out. Look at that. Bull. I had to put it in sport mode. I mean, what does it matter if I'm revving really high because I'm in a sluggish mode versus burning gas in sport mode? I mean, I don't think there's a difference.
Alright guys, we're trying something a little different, a little dangerous. Put my spare transmitter back there. Hopefully that will shield it from a bit of wind and we'll get some good exhaust sound. I don't know. Probably taping it in the wrong freaking direction. Hold on, let me fix that. I need to get both. I don't know if that's going to work. That seems risky, but we're going to try it. Because I'm listening to my music and I got to have something to play for you guys. So I'm working on the soundtrack. All right. Let's see how that goes.
This might be the first time all day I got stuck behind a car. I have nothing to complain about, that's for sure. 117 miles, 2 hours and 52 minutes to go. How is that possible? Well, guys, I think, look at that, stunning. I think I'm going to call it a wrap on filming for the day. It was not my intention to film the whole first half of the Blue Ridge Parkway. This just happens to be the half I'm riding on today, and I wanted to get the cameras out. I'm really happy that I'm testing the transmitter magnetized to the bike. Hopefully it sounds great, because, you know, putting it in my back pocket really hasn't sounded good at all. I think I'm a little too far from the exhaust, so you just get a lot of wind noise. We'll see how this goes. But I just wanted to get the cameras out, shoot a little bit, see if we can't get a fun little video together. If you are thinking about riding the Blue Ridge Parkway, I will put on the end screen links to my 2 Blue Ridge Parkway rides. They are years old at this point. They're terrible video quality, I think just 1080p. But hey, you know, it'll give you a good sense of the ride, and you get to look at my old Challenger, which is always a nice sight. But regardless, if you're thinking of riding the Blue Ridge, I say get on it. There are still some closed areas with some lengthy detours. Don't let that dissuade you. I'll be down in Florida for a couple weeks. Hopefully I'll be out on the bike a bit. I don't have any plans to do anything in particular, but we shall see. That's all I got for you today. Until next time, y'all stay safe out there. DMV Solo Rider is